Nappa might unironically be one of the best villains in Dragon Ball Z, and today we're talking about that.
Hi, everybody. I'm sorry to say this, but when we were recording this episode, I completely forgot to hit the recording button on this thing, so you're not going to see me this time. I'm sorry, guys. I did some visual bits. I did a bit here. I'll recreate it. There was a moment where I opened the wiki and it did this, and that was pretty funny, guys, but it didn't make it. Okay, so you're just going to hear my voice, and I'll see you in the next.
No!
One of the best, Nano. Really? Are you forgetting about the Child Service Protection Program from episode 6 of Dragon Ball Z?
Whoa. You mean episode 15, 16? The one?
Yeah. The one with Piermo?
Yeah.
That was a great episode. Those were great villains. Question mark.
Based on the Key Moments rating scale, I'm not so sure if that's actually factual, but we do give a rating to all the episodes of Dragon Ball Z that we watch. We are Key Moments. That's Dotodoya. I'm Nanogenix. Doto.
Yeah?
I wanted to start this episode off with an interesting one. All right? A topic.
Okay, you got a question?
That is just...
well, hold on, Nano. We got to give this section of the podcast a name. I really feel like. So, maybe... Oh, what about pre-Z teasers, bro? Pre-Z brain teasers. Go ahead. Hit me
I like it. Now, Doto, I want to keep this exclusively from 2000 to 2010.
Okay.
What is, to you, the definitive best Dragon Ball Z game in that time period? Now, if you need a refresher, that does technically include the collectible card game Dragon Ball Z Legend Super Warriors. Do you remember that one?
No, like the actual physical card game.
That was the so that was Dragon Ball Super Warriors was the Game Boy Color game, the Game Boy Color Dragon Ball Z game. Where do you remember, dude? That one was.
I'm gonna be honest. Nano, any Dragon Ball game that wasn't directly fighting with the characters, I thought was worse than trash. I thought it was
this game. Do you remember this?
I do, because so this was around the time where I was hanging out with this older kid, and he also had Dragon Ball stuff. And I saw this in his collection. I was like, please let me play that real quick. And he was like, all right, go ahead. I opened it up. I was like, this is some clickbait, man. This is crazy. You know what else? Before I say my answer, Nano, because I think it's pretty... I mean, this is a pretty easy one.
I don't know. Is it that easy? This is the
absolutely.
most this is the time period with the most games, right? Like we did not know how well we were eating. There's infinitely more games from that time period than there are from 2010 until even right now in 2024. So
2006 had BT2, and that was a pretty huge one. I'm not even gonna lie. But I did want to say one more thing about Dragon Ball games, because I went on that clickbait thing. I also thought Dragon Quest, which, if you don't know, Nana, a huge series in Japan. Huge. It's everywhere. Dragon Quest. Everybody loves Dragon Quest.
Yes, yeah. I didn't know it was like that big, but I genuinely
thought, Nano, as a child, I thought Dragon Quest was a scam. I was like, they are baiting Dragon Ball fans so bad, it's actually cringe, bro.
I
was like,
can't agree.
This is crazy.
And you got to think too, for me, like with Chrono Trigger and stuff, you got to think as a 90s child, like the internet was not like this massive thing. This wasn't super accessible. So like I couldn't just pull out Google. Dude, I'm old enough where Google didn't even exist my entire life. So like, like, I don't think you can say the same thing. I don't think you can anyway. Google's it's like 97, but but that's not like a quick Google search. So yes, I'm with you. I was like, why does that main character look like Gohan? You know, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
it is. I mean, this is the most I can glaze Akira Toriyama. That kid me, before I understood anything in my life, I understood what Akira Toriyama touched. Like whenever he put the pencil to the paper, bro, kid me respected that. Because I looked at it and I read the back of the box like crazy, bro. I was like, hold up. What the fuck is this? Because it looks amazing. Hold on. Yeah, Goku's not even near this shit, bro. What is this? But I still liked it. Like, I thought Chrono Trigger was cool because he looks exactly like, Tapion. I was like, it looks like Tapion. Wait a minute. I was like, is this a game? This is so, like, this is cringe to think about, because gaming fans, like fans of video games, that is actual Dragon Ball Z brain rot. But kid me was like, oh my God, they made a game about Tapion. I was like, no way. Anyway, my answer is BT3. I only tried it. I never gave it the respect. I wasn't really an RPG guy before, very recently I've started giving him more a try.
Yeah, I really want to. I've never played. Have you ever played Final Fantasy VII? Are you a Final Fantasy? Yeah,
no, I'm not a Final Fantasy. Another big thing that
but you are though,
was
because you're a
about.
14 player.
Bro, but I'm not though. Like I don't know Final Fantasy. Before 14, I couldn't name anything. All right, but 14 kind of tricked me into knowing Final Fantasy stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, Kid Me was kind of against RPGs because I wanted to, when I play, I want to like pretend that I am a dude, like one guy. And RPGs always kind of make you pretend that you're a team of guys. And I never liked that. But anyway, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I think, is the most iconic Dragon Ball game. Okay. And you can switch it with BT2 depending on how old you are. Okay. But that's about it, I think.
I didn't get to finish because I was going to start with what was the earliest game technically in the 2000s, which is Legendary Super Warriors, and of course Budokai 1 as well. In terms of like actual releases in the 2020th in space, and the final game to come out in that technical era would be Raging Blast 2.
Ooh, I do. My first YouTube video, well, my first Dragon Ball video was on Raging Blast 2.
Ah. Yeah, but there's no way you think RB2 is better than BT3.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But in fact, I think it could have been pretty much the same. I like the beam deflect mechanic, even though now as an adult, I understand that it's almost completely pointless to, like, it's so easy. It might as well happen every time you block a beam, I guess. But I have respect for Raging Blast 2.
Same.
You know, I had to record a little clickbait video on Ultimate Tenkaichi because I thought that game was going to be the craziest game of all time. Hyped up that shit was the worst, most disappointing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude,
but I think BT2 feels the most like early 2000s. BT3 feels a little like new age for some reason.
Okay. So my answer for it is still, again, this is for me, is Budokai 3. And I know like the technicalities of Infinite World, and technically Infinite World is just a better Budokai 3. But again, Infinite World suffers from the fact that especially with the way my brain worked at that time, at that point I'd already had burst limit. I had burst limit before I had Infinite World, and burst limit was truly next gen Dragon Ball. I still hate what happened with burst limit, man. that game got like totally like screwed over. I think like they should have fleshed that series out so much more. But
yeah, honestly, it's I mean, we've played it. It's fun. I liked it as a kid. But granted, I'm actually kind of thankful. Like I've told this story multiple times on the podcast, how I was like held back technologically for some reason, not through like any parenting, it's just what happened. But I was in a GameStop and all I had was the PS2, and I was like, yo, Infinite World, sick. And in that scenario, in my exact scenario, Infinite World was perfect. That game was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's such a unique situation for you, right? Like for me,
it's random.
I had bought my own PS3, and I had my PS3.
Big spender.
Well, I mowed. I wasn't old enough. Like, obviously, I have a full time job yet, but I mowed yards around my like neighborhood and stuff, and like actually bought my PlayStation 3 myself because my mom was definitely not paying. What were they, $600 or something like that? Ain't no way.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Especially, dude. Imagine in 2006 too, man. Imagine that, dude. $600. Like, that's just so crazy. But anyways, for me, Budokai 3, I don't know. That one just like really stands out as like the game from that era for me. But we talked about this on the reaction, and this is what spawned this. I do think though, I know you kind of touched on it there, but I think I actually of the 3 Budokai Tenkaichi games, 2 was my favorite. 2 was my personal favorite.
It feels pretty good. I'm playing through it right now. I think that's why I'm so obsessed with talking about it. But it feels pretty good, and the single player is like 10 times better than BT3's.
So again, I actually have a video where I'm like, first time playing BT3, because my BT3 experience was on a Wii, which I think also probably did affect it a little bit. But I had BT1 and BT2 on my PS2. By the way, I was so like, obviously I was grateful that my parents bought me, or my grandparents bought me BT3 on the Wii, but at the same time I wanted to try that disc fusion system out that Budokai Tenkaichi had. Did you ever?
Oh, I didn't know that. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, so Budokai Tenkaichi, the series had a disc fusion system where I think you were supposed to be able to bring over your saves from 1 and 2 into like one massive game. And like
Sonic 3 and Knuckles. What is this?
Was that a thing, really?
Yeah, they had lock-on technology where you would like put in, I don't know how it worked. I'm not even gonna lie and say I was there for it, but you could like combine Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then it would give you Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And then if you put Sonic 2 and Knuckles, it would give you Sonic 2, but you could play as Knuckles.
Oh.
It was kind of crazy. I think that's all the lock-on technology was used for, though.
Okay. So I'm on a forum from 2007 right now, Dotto.
Damn, you doing some internet deep dive.
I just wanted to see. Okay, so if you, again, it was a PS2 exclusive, but for the PS2 version, if you still have BT1 and 2, you can put those games in and you will unlock 2 extra modes that were in those games. And from those games in BT3? And so then someone replied, shout out Spawn of Evil here on this thread, says 2 extra modes, do you know what it'll be? And shout out X Kamehameha, who says it's the Ultimate Battle and Ultimate Battle Z modes from the last 2 games. And then someone said, aren't those the same modes? And then they said, no, they weren't the same modes. In BT1, it was a single ladder that you went down with one character. BT2 had you go down individual ladders with certain groups of characters, and you could choose a different one each time. I've never played these modes. I didn't even know these existed. Did you?
No, but hey, maybe for a video.
That's what I'm like hearing this. I'm like, this sounds like if this isn't a Nanogenix video, this is at least a Dotodoya video right now for sure.
They talking my language.
But I will agree with, by the way, just to wrap this up and move on to talking about the episode today, I will definitely say I do agree with you. And there's a reason why we're getting a Budokai Tenkaichi 4 is that I do think in terms of iconic for the fandom, I don't think it gets much more iconic out of any of the games than BT3, right? Like I think that is like the Dragon Ball. When everyone looks back with rose-tinted glasses and goggles and thinks about like the best Dragon Ball game, it's BT3.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's just because it had like the beam clashes and destroying Earth. Another thing, last I'll say about BT2 that I think is really cool in that game is that in BT3, when you do like a spirit bomb and it lands, then it triggers the cutscene for the Earth to explode. But I forgot in BT2, if you whiff, like if the opponent dodges Super Spear Bomb and the Super Spear Bomb collides with Earth, it still blows up the Earth. I thought that was really cool, actually.
Oh, okay.
Like all that matters is that it makes contact with the actual planet, then it'll explode.
It's been so long since I've actually played 2. Like it's been a very, like, you know, obviously when we're revisiting them, we're playing like the modded versions of the games or just BT3, you know, but like, man, I
give it a try. It's pretty fun.
Also, can we talk about last thing? Cover art. The BT2 cover art is so sick. Trunks with his sword and the reflections in his sword is like.
As a kid, I gave them massive credit for it. Honestly, as an adult too. This is actually kind of an adult thing for me to think about. But as a kid, I was like, wow, I can't believe they gave Trunks this much like screen time. I was like, they make it seem like Trunks is the main character.
I mean, Trunks is up there. As someone who covers the gacha games, it does seem like, and like character is very the driving force to interest. Trunks is definitely in the more mid tier.
I'm gonna save it for the next podcast, but I think you just gave me what our next pre-podcast DBZ brain teaser is gonna be. Bro.
Okay,
I got to pick your gacha game brain about this.
Okay, I'll stop right there. But it's so interesting doing what I've done over the last several years. I feel like I've gathered like miniature little research data that I could provide to them over like which characters pull like certain views, and Trunks is one of those that are kind of like in a middle ground. But anyways,
I think your thing is definitely better for that. I'm like, because the gacha game is pretty much just like a popularity contest.
Yeah.
But I also put together a tier list like that. Like it's still up on my Twitter for Dragon Ball FighterZ, because I would just notice what characters being on the thumbnails would pull more views. And so I made a tier list of who I would put in what tier of like if you're trying to farm.
So interesting. You did that?
I did that. I have a whole tier list that I would
love to see that, dude. We got to do that at some point.
I think Nano, honestly, you should do that. Maybe even as just a main channel. I think it'd be cool to see you talk about like what characters pulls in views, and then obviously extrapolate that.
You just gave me a video idea, Dotodoya. That is absolutely a video. I'm gonna have to get that out before this comes out. I can't be having
that's a Nanogenix ass video right there.
Someone yoinking I get your video idea, but now my video idea.
Well, mine was just a tier list.
Oh,
for fighters,
it wasn't a video?
For fighters, it was more. No, it was literally just a tier list that I made on Twitter.
Oh,
I didn't even make it a video.
Man, dude, I that sounds like I would be interested in watching that. Of course, I guess FighterZ is dead at this point, so I guess there's not really, you know,
it's dead. And also, I think it was affected by like fighting game player shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I think Dragon Ball FighterZ as a fighting game also affected what views come in on what characters.
Yeah.
There's some characters that rose above that though.
I don't want to talk about it too much if this might be our next discussion. So you'll have to stay tuned in and come back to the next episode of Key Moments where we dive into that and we talk about characters. I think that I don't know. I don't fully, like, Donald's a little far away from me, so I'm not totally smelling what he's stepping in, but I think it's, I'm kind of getting a whiff here and there. But more importantly, Dotto, is Nappa's Rampage.
Oh yeah, I forgot to pull up the old Nappa's Rampage page here. Let me get on that.
So Nappa's Rampage is, of course, episode 26.
You got so bright.
Is episode 26 in the entirety of the Uncut Dragon Ball Z series, and specifically is the 20th episode of the Vegeta saga. This aired originally on November 8th of 1989 in Japan, and the English air date, again, we've talked about this many times, but in the current state that I believe we just watched it, aired on July 25th of 2005, because I do think they redid some of these episodes and broadcasted them at a later date. So the original translation, because when we were watching it, by the way, we didn't get Nappa's Rampage. Something I think messed up when we got the actual Japanese text on screen with no translations. It translates to an intense 3-hour delay, the Quinto Un Bullet Express, which is basically just Nappa going and fighting an entire army in this episode. I'm very interested in seeing what is filler here, Dotto. I have to imagine it is... actually, it's probably not a ton, right? Like, surely some of the interaction between the characters was probably real.
Yeah, I'm honestly going to give it some credit. Obviously, per portion of the episode is probably a big thing, but in terms of like individual bullet points listed out, it's probably not too bad here.
I will say that the episode ended with something I did not think was happening because it seemed a bit far off. And of course,
it didn't seem like this would be the episode for some of the stuff that happened for sure.
No, not even
fake speak.
Not even a little bit. But to come back into the episode, of course, if you guys missed the previous episode, it ends with Vegeta telling Nappa to chill out. They're going to give Goku 3 hours to get there. And so at this point, we have 3 of our Z Warriors left. We have Gohan, we have Krillin, and we have Piccolo, who are all huddled up and around each other, essentially wondering what is happening with Goku and why is he not here. And Nappa and Vegeta are hanging out, and Gohan does instigate a bit. He's an instigator, Dotto.
Honestly, yeah, they were just yapping, talking amongst themselves. Honestly, they were just podcasting. And then not Goku, but Gohan goes to like take a piss, I think is what he said. And he just starts going in on my boy Nappa. Like, it's not even really warranted at this point. Like, what has Nappa done to him, you know?
Doesn't Nappa kind of do like a what'd you say? And Gohan raises his voice and says, "You stink!" Like, full on.
Yeah, right. Like, he just doesn't hide it at all.
Like
he lets him know that he smells.
And then from there, we basically get a close-in shot. By the way, we didn't talk about this when we were reacting to it, but they did a shot of the truck that made the truck look way more badass than it actually was. Like, I was curious as to what this was going to be. I thought this was going to be like some military people approaching, just based on that initial shot of like the tire in the corner of the truck. And then it ends up being the TV broadcasters trying to get a better shot of everyone just hanging out.
You're kind of a car guy, huh? Anytime a car comes up on screen, you make intricate details about it in your brain.
I do, yeah, just a little bit.
It's weird, bro. Every time a car comes up on screen, you're like, oh, it said Chevrolet there. Like, I saw the bumper sticker. Like, you missed these details on the wheels. But yeah, I thought it was funny that they were doing like a National Geographic on the fight instead of like. I mean, not only can we talk about risking their life trying to get this footage, nobody is this dedicated to their job. Absolutely nobody. Maybe like 10 journalists would be here, but these guys are filming a full-on National Geographic surviving like Close Encounters with Nature.
You got some bits in there too, bro. I'm telling you guys,
they're like a hair away from doing an impression, bro.
If you're not checking out the reactions as a key member, bro, you are genuinely missing out on some pretty great bits. This one specifically, because Dotto was definitely doing a National Geo bit in there for sure. So, but yes, you're right, and he's like flying straight for them, and they're like, he appears. I don't know. It's just like how can you not tell? He's definitely coming for you.
the beast seems angry in nature. Oh, he's closing in on us now. Like, bro, what do you mean he's closing in? At that point, I am running. I am screaming. I am crying. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm definitely just getting in the, oh my God, I'm like forgetting, what's it called when you go all hunched over? The something position? The
fetal.
Yeah, fetal position.
Bro, they tried to like speed away from Nappa on a mountain. I'm telling the driver, pull over. I got to explain this to him. I can talk some sense into him.
Yeah. As he blows you away with his eye beams that he so much loved to use like a ton in this.
Bro, when Nappa is fighting Earthlings, he spams eye beams like nobody's business. He must be jealous of like, I don't know. He saw somebody use eye beams and he's like, damn, I can't really like pump that much power into an eye beam, but like I can do it. I just can't really hurt anybody that's actually a fighter for real. So when he sees weak creatures, he spams it. He catches all these journalists, it just beams them all. I think, what are they all dead in like one eye beam? And then It's just like, yeah, they're gone. And that another thing we should talk about is Nappa specifically points out this one car and says, hey, Vegeta, can I... And Nappa's a bitch, by the way. He's on a leash. He's got no freedom. He's like, Vegeta, can I pretty please? Like, can I pretty please, bro? Please go play with those humans? Vegeta's like, yeah, I guess. Totally disobeys orders. He's just making stuff up. Because he, not only after wiping out those guys, Nano, he flies over the horizon. What does he see next?
An entire naval and air force army.
The entire naval forces of whatever. I mean, it's got to be like the world's coalition, bro. This is like 20 mega ships. 20 mega ships housing 30 jet planes, bro.
Dude, Dotto's on his corpo path though in this playthrough because he definitely was because he's like, okay, we're in Dragon Ball, so the lives of these people can all be brought back, you know, with one small wish. But man, imagine how much these corporations and government are losing over over all this destroyed equipment, man. Billions of dollars.
I'm worried about the people because you know that the government's going to turn around and tax them, bro. Like it's their fault. Oh, the government launched a full frontal assault.
Here I am thinking you're going full corpo when in all reality you're actually three steps ahead, bro. I'm playing checkers, you're playing chess. You're 3 steps ahead. You're thinking about the tax repercussions that Nappa just caused and put upon the general middle class.
Baby. I'm always one step ahead. I'm always thinking about the middle class. I'm
man,
about the little guy.
Yo, Dotto 2036, man.
Anyway, shout out to the little guys that got ripped apart in those planes because Nappa was gruesome. There was no political motivation behind this attack, bro. He just ripped through that plane like it was butter. He popped up out the wing, Nano, and then spread his arms and ripped the metal apart.
So I was thinking back on previous conversations, and I'm just not realizing, Dotto.
What's that?
We did not acknowledge the whatever it is. The guy cleaning the snake way.
Oh, shit.
We never acknowledged him because
and Nano, it's even worse than that because I remember you teased that we were going to acknowledge something.
We never came back to it.
And then we never came back to it. Oh, so let's go back in time, Nano. This one's for the real podcast. Hey, Nano, what was that thing you teased earlier?
Yeah, man. So what is crazy, Dotto, is that we thought we gave grievances because to Goku and to your bit, because we thought that we cost what is he on? What do you call that? Those things that clean the ice, clean the roads?
Zamboni.
The Zamboni guy we thought was dead. He's back. He was in hell.
I don't know how he escaped, bro. Clearly this is at odds with, like, they got to put this on the wiki. This is actually good wiki information.
Maybe if you're a worker,
you just like can walk out.
Yeah, you have like an insurance policy or something, or like there's a clause.
But have you ever? Because we know that we've seen from the show that the exit from hell leads to King Yema's desk. Yeah. Have you ever been close enough with a boss that you can pop out of his desk and he's not going to fire you for that?
Yeah, probably not. You know.
Yeah. I don't think my old boss.
I definitely have. Yeah, I have.
Wow, no shit, bro. If I open my desk and an employee pops out, I got questions.
Nah, dude.
I guess unless they're like very small, maybe then I wouldn't care as much.
But yeah, I cannot believe I just never did. I think all these shots of going back to Goku on Snake Way, I didn't think that we would get a payoff like that. So like now that we got that payoff with the Zamboni driver, imagine a world where Peanut comes back and we get to see Peanut again.
That would be huge, bro. If Parmesan comes back, I'm popping the fuck off. But also, I think we didn't acknowledge again that Goku I mean, this is the Zamboni driver's fault. I'm not going to blame Goku for this one. But the Zamboni driver turns back to look at Goku, and then he falls into hell again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
insane.
he's got another trek coming. And from the looks of his Zamboni, I know as a car guy, you can tell like it was not the best shape. Like clearly, King Yama's not providing new equipment every time this happens.
Yeah, no, he definitely is worse for wear. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh my God, Nano. The time, Nano, the paradoxes. Oh wow, that was weird. Anyway, let's get back
crazy, Dono.
Let's get back to Nappa and these jets, bro. Do you have anything to say about Nappa's attack on the entire navy of the world?
Yeah, so you were kind of getting to it, but you know, I was kind of thinking that the beach was just around the corner from where they were like hanging out, because, you know, an episode ago we did a whole thing where we were out on the beach and there was tornadoes and a hurricane happening, and then you move a little bit and we saw the aura and the lightning and all that. But Nappa is quite a ways away from his original.
He might as well be half a globe away.
He might as well be. But not so much a focus on his attack with the entire naval, like Earth's United Forces here, is that he makes a pit stop on his way back. And I just want to note here, Dono, he blows up a building and you're like, oh, is that it? And then he decimates an entire portion of the Earth.
That was a little crazy. I'm not going to lie. So I started talking my shit because he points a finger at a building and he like shoots two little electric beams at it, and then all the windows blow off. So whoa, big whoop, dude. Like you could blow up the whole planet. I'm not impressed by shooting the windows off a place. But it just got worse after that. It started getting real personal. This is what I remembered from when they showed up, Nano. I don't know if you agree. Like,
yes,
he went to town on this city.
Yeah, he did his giant storm or whatever it's called. It's known by, I guess, many names. Yes, this is what I remembered from them initially coming into whatever East City or whatever it was that they initially arrive into. But instead he does it here, where they've been on Earth for like 6 episodes now, whatever it is. And I didn't know, especially, you know, you making your jokes and stuff as we're reacting to it, but I didn't think it would escalate to that point. Like, I definitely thought it was just a bit of a, you know, a little tease, right? You might
a little troll, a minor bit of trolling.
Yeah. The trolling went too far, man. The trolling went just a little too far.
And nobody caught him either, so he got away with it. Another thing that really added to this is they added probably the most gut-wrenching like screams of like the population. Like, I don't know if you could hear it over me fucking also scream, but they were like, oh my God. No, they were getting decimated.
I think that's what made the entire reaction worse, is because you're just like, what is that? Is that it? And it just it
escalated
so fast to a point to where his wife.
We're not joking. In the original English dub, it escalates extremely quick. Like it is in color for about maybe 10 seconds, and then after that, it is all white action lines and just like screams of the damned, and everybody's dying. And I think 3 kids got shot over there, and 5 dogs got put down over here. It's bad, dude. Nappa just has no care for anybody. And then he stands in the ashes, and then he's like, well, I gotta go because Vegeta's gonna be so mad at me if I'm late. When
did Nappa turn into Jace?
I was more, I guess that was a little Jace, bro. But when Vegeta whistles, Nappa comes dashing.
Yes, which is also just a whole nother probably topic for another day, because that's just like, it's absolutely insane. What was the glazing that we were doing? There was some, not we, but some of the characters were glazing. It was Krillin glazing Goku is what it was, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
I remember the more like, I guess he was kind of hyping him up.
He was really hyping him up.
But the show in general glazes something else at the end that I got to get into, bro, because I got beef.
But we're not totally there yet, right?
I know we're not there yet. I can't jump that far. Instead, Nappa, he recognizes he's got to go back to Vegeta, because if he doesn't, he's going to get a timeout and a grounding, and he's not going to get supper tonight.
And a reoccurring bit finally comes to fruition, Dono.
I was going to say, dude, it finally happens. Nappa's armor comes off. Dude. Why, Nano? Who attacked him?
Wait, who did attack him? Nobody,
dude. He just took it off.
I was like, what do you mean?
He just took it off. It wasn't really a TN thing. Nappa just takes it off and says, "I'm much more comfortable now."
Would you say it's a little anticlimactic?
A little bit, but I think it's only something I cared about because I watched it as a kid and I thought he got that shit blown off. Like, I thought it was like a respect thing for a character, you know?
Yes.
Like, I thought they took that time to be like, damn, that attack was so powerful, it singed his armor.
I think that battle damage is like a sign of like respect to another character. Like, anytime that I feel like another character gets battle damage in a way that both of us were anticipating the armor would be cracked or fallen off of Nappa.
Yeah, just,
it's like
somebody had to get it.
Yeah, it's a level of respect to the opposing character, whoever that might be. But in this case, Nappa just, I think it also is, it's a key moments thing, right? Like, it's more of a key moments thing. Like, we had been hyping how long have we been talking about the armor falling off Nappa, bro?
I think since they came to,
yes,
I think since they met up.
This has literally been a reoccurring thing with us. And so for it to finally happen, but it's just like Nappa's like, all right, now I'm comfy. Like, what? I thought it might be a Goku thing. Like, now that they made it, well, you had me pretty convinced it was going to be Tien. And then once it wasn't Tien, I was like, okay, so it's going to be like Goku showing up and it's going to be a Goku thing. But then it's
that would have been crazy because I think Goku one taps him, so the armor would have shattered off on like the first.
But now that he has this off, Piccolo, or it's basically been the 3 hours, right? So Goku is not making it back, and so Nappa and Vegeta are like, yeah, Goku ain't shit type of sort of thing. And so
yeah, he's just not here.
This is where Piccolo is finally like, okay, we got a plan. Which, by the way, probably should have been the plan before we lost like 3 other members of the team, which is just let's grab Nappa's tail.
Yeah, I don't know why we waited so long for this. This was like, if 5 people were here, like we could have easily run this.
Yeah, like this is insane. And I think Vegeta is so crazy, he would have just let them do it. Like, Vegeta's been like, cool, yeah. He kind of annoyed with how much of a I don't even know, like, suck up he's been like all these years. So thank you guys, you did me a favor. I was gonna do it anyway. But anyway, so now he wants to grab Nappa's tail, and then for whatever reason, Dotto, who are they still planning on giving the like main meat of the attack to, Dotto?
Piccolo, Krillin's the distraction, which is a pretty hard job. You like have to get up in Nappa's face, get his full attention. Piccolo grabs the tail.
Is glazing.
He's Gohan. No. And then Gohan delivers the final blow, which is awesome, dude. I'm so glad Gohan is. But maybe this is the Masenko scene, so that's pretty hype.
I love that.
We don't know.
I love that you managed to fit in just a tiny bit of Krillin glaze when there really wasn't even an.
It's just like a topping, bro. It's just like a little topping.
You like think about how hard it is to distract this crazy Saiyan, man. He's got the hardest job.
It is difficult, bro. That's because it is difficult. It is a feat. It is impressive. He is the strongest Earthling. I mean, that's not glazing. That's just facts. It's fact-based merchandise.
Speaking of facts, Dotto, when are we going to get a good Destructo disc?
Honestly, I'm waiting for that too. But it should be next episode, right?
Because I'm definitely with you. Like, I do think Destructo disc might be one of my favorite moves in the series, and it doesn't.
Absolutely.
Like, it is one of the more unique like moves. You know, I don't know.
The thing is, Nano, I could spoil how that entire scene goes for you right now. Because I remember it that well, but I won't. But I remember.
I do not. I won't lie. I don't remember.
It's so good, dude. And honestly, I don't know why that was not Krillin's plan earlier as well, but who knows?
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't. Hey, yo, let's calm down.
Hey, I got you. I got you.
But then, Dotto, finally, after all this time, you couldn't have told me this was happening this episode, because there's no way did I ever think.
It is crazy that it's in here.
That a titled episode, Nappa's Rampage, where Nappa is bursting through planes and destroying cities and just having fun with the human race, is Goku is back.
They finally give it to us. He gets to Yema's desk and gets TP'd out. His reboot card came in.
Which is why I'm definitely with you. So the next episode is called Nimbus Speed. Again, we're spoiled by the fact that we're watching these off of a DVD, so we can see the title of episodes, which we've talked about in the past because we were so excited for all the episodes of this particular DVD that we're on. And what in the world is the next episode? Which I know we're about to get into, just that in general. But like, Goku is back on Earth. How is he not instantly with his friend? How are we an episode away from the title of the episode being Goku's arrival? So basically, the end of this episode is Kami goes back, meets Goku at, Yema's desk, which we were like, why are you not already there? Like the entire like Earth's existence is on the line right now. Like, why are you hanging out and like, oh, poor pitiful me. I think Piccolo's about to die. Like, bro, do something about it.
You're a Kami hater. We finally got a little Nano sub art. Nano hates Kami.
Dude, he be bugging me, bro. He be bugging me. Anyways.
he was woe is me up there. I will be honest, though. He was like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Goku was tuckered out, though. Jumps off Kami's, what is it called? Kami's lookout.
There you go.
Passes Korin. Korin throws over the 2 senzu beans. Goku eats one, and then Goku calls for one thing, Dotto, and what is that?
Nimbus, which this is my biggest glaze of the episode. This is crazy. Why? I guess I don't. I know Nimbus actually does clutch up. I do remember that. But why are we not just there, bro? Like, why are we not just like instantaneous, turn on the afterburners? Maybe he wants to save max stamina, but in that case, why not just eat the senzu bean when you get there? I'm not liking the glazing on Nimbus here. It is iconic. We do get Nato, I pointed this out in the red. We get a little Kakarot shot.
Yes.
Little Kakarot reference in here. But Nimbus gets to be the hero of the day, like he's moving that quick. Which maybe he is. I don't know how fast Nimbus goes, but
yeah, I can't imagine that Nimbus is faster than the afterburner shot that we saw, I don't know, 20 times of Goku going down Snake Way. I can't imagine Nimbus is faster than that. And I do agree with you. I do think this is probably mostly done as more of a callback, because once we're out of Sand Saga, does he use Nimbus anymore at all?
No, I think it's more like it's just for like filler adventures for Gohan.
Yeah, I don't
And then remember. In the manga, Goten actually was riding it pretty recently in the manga.
Oh, okay. I mean,
that's about it.
I think Nimbus is really just there as a homage thing. I don't really think he's there as that much, like, in terms of usability. So the shot was cool, though. I do want to fully give props to them. The Nimbus shot and the swirl and the final shot of the episode was really, really cool. So, like, it was cool.
Would you say worth?
I don't know if I'd say worth, man. I don't know, dude. Okay, hang on. Worth for the ending of this episode, if in the next episode he's like, all right, Nimbus, see ya, and then he just jumps off and then hits into, obviously going much faster, and then he's there with him. Like,
so Nimbus is just like just for a little cool shot.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, all right. I respectfully agree.
All right, Dotto, that does bring us to the end of the episode, though. You want to give us the manga differences here?
Let's go through them. There's only one other than the Roshi characters on TV, but I said we were only going to cover that once on Day of Film. Nappa having some fun where he terrorizes the humans. That's crazy. I thought we couldn't use that word. And Rex's destruction against a fleet of battleships is exclusive to the anime.
Imagine, dude.
Yeah, it's just.
But that's cool filler, though. Can we say that, though?
That was sick. I heavily enjoyed.
Okay. What did you say? Ooh.
I was going to transfer right over to the trivia because trivia is looking pretty nice.
Okay.
In the Japanese version, when Gohan insults Nappa, instead of saying he smells, Gohan goes more towards Nappa's mother and says, Nano, take it. I want you to guess. What do you think Gohan says about this dude's mother?
I mean, I think the obvious thing is saying she stinks.
Okay. Is that you're locking that in?
You know what? I'm gonna go with it's like a fat joke or something.
Okay. Gohan goes more towards Nappa's mother and says, "Your mama's belly button sticks out."
Yeah,
insulting the Saiyan even more so. This is the first and last time Nappa's mother or either of his parents were ever mentioned in the series.
Interesting.
Just in case. In the Ocean dub, however, wait, whoa, there's a follow up.
What? Hang on though. What's wrong with having an Audi? Is that a problem?
I don't know. Are you an Audi gang?
No, I'm actually not. But
me either, actually.
I'm not. I'm just like, is that really like an insult? I don't know. I just feel like a lot of mama jokes.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a Japanese thing because I don't think that's ever been like a.
Man, dude, your mama jokes. I haven't told or heard of your mama joke in so long. I think there was a show centered around that, wasn't there? Do you do your mama jokes frequently, Dotto?
No, sorry, I didn't mean to react to that. I was reacting more so because this episode actually has some crazy good trivia.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I'm not gonna lie, there's some good trivia.
We can move on from the your mama thing. All right, let's hear it.
No. Well, to follow that up, in the Ocean dub, however, Nappa's mother was mentioned by Krillin in a comedic sense after Goku defeated him. I want to know what Krillin said in the Ocean dub, because he also followed up with a your mom joke.
What?
And then Nano, I think this one's gonna blow your brain. Have you spoiled yourself on this?
No.
This one's gonna blow your mind. This is actually crazy, and also maybe good for you. But this is the final episode to feature Goku and Kami together on screen.
Let's go, dude.
He's so happy, dude.
Go.
That's kind of crazy. This is the last time they're ever together on screen.
What? But that doesn't feel accurate to me. But I guess we are about to say bye to Kami in Namek, so I guess that maybe, I don't know. I just, in my head, I'm envisioning more sequences of Kami and Goku, but like,
well, yeah, he's around for a little while longer, up until Piccolo, like,
what was that?
Gets down on it.
Okay.
But that is kind of crazy. This is the last time those two characters are together.
Interesting. Okay. Huh.
Man, this ending shot is so cool though.
I
just saw the picture.
I will take that though. Listen, here's the thing with Kami is like, he aggravated me and again, this is the movie, so it really shouldn't matter, but he aggravated me so much in the freaking Garlic Jr. movie that I've just kind of had a vendetta for.
You've been hating for so long.
For a schminute now. Donald, that brings us to the most important portion of the entire podcast, which is giving a rating. Now, I will say you did give the rating, or I gave the rating first last week, so it is your turn to go first. And
I'm happy about that.
To remind everybody, slight spoilers, but we did both give 9s to episode 25 of Dragon Ball Z Sacrifice.
It was huge.
I do not know where Dotto's going to land today. Again, Dotto is a bit of a wild card. He's the only person in the podcast history to give out a 10 so far.
All right, dude. Let's stop with that, man.
So
my 10 is going to mean something, bro. My 10 is going to mean something.
So who knows, man? It seems like he was really vibing with Nappa, destroying some ships and some airplanes. So
yeah. I mean, spoilers. This one's going to rank pretty highly. I don't know about you. Like, I really enjoyed it. The tension was there. The National Geographic stuff was a little slow, but it's not as good as last episode. Nano, have you held up your thing?
I have not. Okay, let me hold it up. This is where I'm gonna land. Surely in everything, you're not giving it this.
All right, you got it. Well, I'm going with an 8. I don't know what you got up, but I'm giving this one an 8. I had a good time.
Let's go.
Wait, what did you give it?
I am giving it a 7, Dotodoya.
Wow. Okay, we got a little harsh and one little nice. Good cop, bad cop.
No way. Oh my god, dude, are you treating me like I'm IGN now? Huh? We're saying a 7's harsh, bro. Because anytime people see,
you got a point.
Anytime people see an IGN 7, they're like, oh, so they hated the game.
Yeah, that is true. I'm feeling an 8 on this one. Why a 7, Nano? Just making room.
Again, I just want to point out that like a 7 is still good. I just don't know that it would. I don't know that it was an 8 for me personally, just because.
I don't know, Nano. 7's pretty low. Like if my favorite video game got a 7, I'd be inclined to leave a couple rude comments on the page.
Oh my gosh, bro! No way.
All Assassin's Creed games are 8s and 9s, Nano. Would you give Assassin's Creed a 7?
I think are memeing, but you're talking to a massive Assassin's Creed fan right now.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know if I can say massive because I've not played them since Unity.
Damn, it's been like 20 years, bro.
Dude, here's the thing.
Give up the title. Nah, hand over the title, bro.
Here's the thing. I wanted to play Syndicate for the longest time, but like I think actually I should replay Syndicate. I've heard that a lot of people like kind of grown like fond of that one, but like once they got to Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla, where they got to the point where it's like just 50 hours to even get through the story, they kind of lost me a little bit because like I don't know, but I am excited for this next one where they're coming back. Actually, I really do want to play through the most recent one too because they went back to roots, but I did play all the originals, Dotto, and I loved them all.
Okay.
All right, Black Flag. I even liked 3. A lot of people didn't like 3. I thought 3 was
I didn't like
awesome.
3. Wow. Okay.
I liked playing as Connor, and I thought it was really cool. Like, like the different lore and mixing in with like Native American and stuff like that and all that. Like that was like so cool to me using the tomahawk. God, I loved 3 so much. I actually have a very crazy one here, Dotto. I like 3 more than 4. which is
I don't
Black
even know
Flag.
what for it.
Black Flag.
I think Assassin's Creed fans would look at you crazy, but I hated both.
Yeah, Black Flag, it struggled with me personally because I liked being in the city, and that one, I did love the ship stuff, don't get me wrong, but like anytime you got on land, it was just very small areas, and I enjoyed roaming like the very vast cities. But anyways, This is not an Assassin's Creed podcast. This is just a general podcast, so we can talk about whatever we want. However, Dotto, I think I hear the music, bro.
Oh, you do?
I don't know, man.
Me too.
I think
they're. No, I'm hearing it. I'm definitely hearing it.
The sign says we have 30 seconds, Dotto. Don't try and wrap us up. What are you doing?
Every sailor knows these songs, man. We got to give up.
Dang, you're right. And speaking
of surviving this,
appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for supporting the Key Moments podcast. We will see you guys next week right here, same place, same time. I can't say that. We upload it at random times, but it is always on Friday. And we'll see you guys then. Bye.